Good morning. My name is Susan Ward, and I'm with the Bureau of Student Wellness at the New Hampshire Department of Education. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and thank you for your flexibility in joining me just a little bit earlier than 9 o'clock due to a prior commitment at 9. So, as with life, there are things that come up where we need to practice flexibility. So, this just happens to be one of those cases. So, thank you so much for your patience and you can always go back and watch these videos after our live sessions as well. Also, please continue to join us during our 9 o'clock hour and at 3 p.m. for some live discussions. In our afternoon bell, we've been inviting New Hampshire professionals to open up discussions on important topics. So we've been streaming to YouTube Live and then posting that link on our Bureau of Student Wellness Facebook page. So you're able to access that discussion on both places. So feel free to look in either place for those. So the topic we're discussing today is students whose families are experiencing economic hardships and they're picking up more working hours. So with many adults being furloughed or losing their jobs, being laid off, teens and families may have started picking up more working hours, all while they're still engaged in remote learning. So when you think about it, like years back during the Great Depression, teens and other members of the family would quit school early and get jobs, take care of their families. Some would leave home in fear of being a burden and maybe looking for jobs in other states. And today it's different. Things are different, but there are some similarities between then and now. So while students are adding extra hours, they continue to be engaged in remote learning for the duration of this academic school year. Working more than 20 hours while still a student sometimes hurts academic achievement. There may be less time to focus on schoolwork while providing extra income from their families takes precedent. Another factor to consider when looking at students that are adding more work hours is that they may start to develop a negative view about working in general, trying to juggle all of those things. So with the added stress of more work hours and remote learning, they're also not able to blow off steam the way they would before the pandemic. So resources are shut down, movie theaters, places to go bowling, just being with their friends physically in the same space isn't possible right now. So with more time devoted to working and learning, there may be also less time for sleep for that, relieving that stress. So this might lead to fatigue, which can also have an impact on overall health. So this is an important time for educators and administrators to really understand that there may be students in this situation providing certain accommodations and provisions for those students to ensure they're still going to be successful, and that's going to be really helpful. Educators and administrators might consider things like providing flexible deadlines or providing a pass-fail grading system, or actually just work with families on a case-by-case basis because everybody's situation is going to be a little different. Schools can provide emotional support during this time to check in on families and students just to make sure that they're physically well and emotionally well. And this might allow schools to refer the family to particular community resources, and that might actually even be a counseling center. Schools might be able to check in and provide their own resources, such as having a school counselor work with a student regarding stress or to teach strategies and coping skills. The counselor could act as a liaison between the administration and teachers and the family to come up with a workable solution. The school might also be able to provide resources such as free lunch or food that include breakfast or lunch drop-offs. Even if the student hadn't been previously eligible for free lunch before, he or she might be eligible now. And schools might be able to point families in the right direction to receive grants or emergency childcare during this time. Members of communities are also reaching out during this time to provide help and services to families that might be struggling. And these resources can either help reduce the number of hours a teen is working or maybe help families not have to rely on their team working any hours at all. So if you would like to share any resources that have not been mentioned, please, we encourage you to use the comment section. It's a great place to share information, have a discussion. And if your school's been helping families in different ways, please feel free to share and to keep this discussion going. I know a lot of people do watch these videos and look at the comment section well after the video is recorded. So that's definitely a great place to go to share what's working, share what's not working, and just really open up this important topic. So please remember to join us at 9 and 3 on weekdays. Have a great day and please stay safe.